Good morning again, guys. All right, I've got a little story I want to tell you, but it leads to a point, so bear with me. And it directly addresses a comment that was made overnight on one of the videos I did yesterday. All good, don't worry. No, no rants or anything like this. So the other day, it's been raining here on and off all week. All right, so everything's wet, and my grass was getting high. Okay. I mean, it finally had a little bit of not raining time, and so I could get out and mow. Around my mailbox down by the street, there's a culvert where, of course, all the water drains and the drain goes right under the street and keeps on heading down the way. I got a little too close. The grass was wet, and the lawnmower, front left corner of the lawnmower, slid into the culvert. I was fine, shut the blades off, didn't get hurt, nothing like that. I mean, I'm careful, all right, even though I missed the corner. Mrs. P and I tried to pull it out. I mean, it's a ride-on mower. It's heavy. You're not going to lift it, okay? We tried to pull it out with a four-wheeler. Couldn't do that. My next plan was going to be get my truck and pull it out. However, I was worried about breaking the wheel on there. Don't want to do that. This is one of the things about living out in the country that's really nice. Not that there's a whole lot of traffic here. I had two people within 5 minutes stop as they were driving by and ask if they could help. First guy, of course, got out and helped, and we decided that we couldn't do it. So he's like, hang on, let me go back to my house, get my tractor, and we'll lift this thing out. Okay, so he ran a mile up the road or whatever it is, go get his tractor. Tractors don't move fast, so I had a little bit of time. This was when the second guy stopped. Said, can I help? He says to me, he goes, I can go get my truck and we can pull it out. I'm like, I got the truck. I could do that, but thanks anyway. Somebody's coming with the tractor. He comes with the tractor. We lift it out. First time I've ever met him. Did no idea who either one of these guys were. Okay. You know me, I kind of stick close to home. Got it out. Thanked him very much. Talked for a little bit. Off and running, we all went in the day. That's community. Okay. He didn't know me. I didn't know him. He said, hey, we really like the way your property looks, everything like that. He kind of joked about my trees out in front and says, wish I wouldn't have done that because now his wife wants him to do the same thing. I've got 80 some odd trees out in the front of the house. All my evergreens that I planted for my barricade. So it brings into what we talk about a lot with the sense of community. And the reason I'm talking about that is there was a comment made on one of yesterday's videos, and I'm just going to read it to you here real quick. It says, I've realized lately I won't be able to live through this. Renters are doomed, in my opinion. We can't load up on a year's worth of food. This is depressing to me after 6 years of prepping, which most of it is supplies and vehicle. At this point, I'm a lone wolfer. I need a team, and there are no quick answers to this. I've done the prepping and the hard work. At this point, it's up to God to provide what is missing. I'm afraid that won't arrive. If it doesn't, I'm prepared to let others have my stuff if they can find it. This is the answer to one of the big reasons why I even created this channel in the first place. Okay. To create a sense of community, to be a big family. Now, y'all have probably done the analysis on your local area, your local situation. It's different for everyone. You live in an apartment complex, okay? You're not fooling yourself going, I'm going to write it out right here in the apartment. You know it, I know it, and everybody else knows it, that ain't happening. You're going to have to go somewhere. 100% certain, everything. So, in regards to this person, this is what community is all about. This is why this channel exists, one of the reasons at least, and this is why, as I talked about this morning, freesteading was started. Okay, And again, not by me. I didn't create the website. I'm just somebody that was invited to participate. Okay, I can't take any credit for it. I've done the analysis on my area, okay? At least my immediate area, say within half a mile or something like that. There's not a lot out here, okay? It's out in the woods. And there are some houses, let's put it this way, they're not homes, that people have built that they use for a vacation, a lake cottage or something like that. In an SHTF situation, I know those people probably will not be coming here. I mean, I know some of the people who are in them, and they have full-blown farms somewhere else or whatever it is. They're not going to stay at a completely unprepared cabin and give up a farm. So those houses are going to be vacant. There are also other people in the area here who will not be around. Read into that as you will, okay? Which side they'll be on. That should tell you real quick. I mean, they will be speed bumps in the road real quick. Hey, if they're more concerned about their pronouns than their survival, it's great. On their tombstone, we'll put their pronoun because they ain't going to survive. Those will be vacant buildings. And of course, then those of you who have some sort of setup, kind of like the way I do, you're going to need more hands on deck. All right, simple as that. There is no way in an SHTF situation, Mrs. P and I, just by ourselves, are going to be able to defend, produce, protect everything, the area, be able to do everything that we need to have when at any given time there could be bad guys coming, up the hill. Sure, we have people in our mag and everything like that. They're up the hill. They've got their area they got to protect. It's a fallback area for me, but they've got to protect, if you will, the back door while I'm protecting the front door, okay, to keep the whole mountainside safe. And again, people on the sides, everything like that. You're talking about a lot of territory. I mean, there's 3/4 of a mile between me and the top of the hill. That's a large area to cover. It's not going to be done by a couple of families, a couple of households. So yes, we all know there are going to be people that are going to head this way, and we are going to have to make the decision on whether or not they are friend or foe, whether or not we are going to let them in. Let them take one of these empty houses. I mean, again, go back to reading the book 1 second after, and I'll reference this one again. There were empty houses that people wound up moving into in the book. Why? Because they were empty houses and there was shelter. Okay? It's what's going to need to be done. To be let into the community, those people are going to have to be able to provide for not only themselves, but also for the community. So I look at this particular comment that was made, and, after 6 years of prepping, which most of it is supplies and a vehicle, okay, you're in an apartment. You're going to bug out. Where are you going to go? Chances are you're going to, by accident, by necessity and by accident, you are going to have to align yourself with some sort of group. No question. Unfortunately, in a SHTF situation without some pre-planning, unless you already have a bug out location and other people coming that way, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, you're going to try to align yourself with a group of people that you don't know, and they're going to have to decide whether or not they want to let you in because they don't know you. Okay? That is dangerous on every level that you can imagine. You may go in there and go, oh, please let me come in with you. I've got 6 cases of tuna fish and 1,000 rounds of ammunition and yada, yada, yada. And they go, cool, 6 cases of tuna fish and 1,000 rounds of ammunition. Pop. Thank you. You're laying on the side of the road bleeding out, and they're having fish for dinner. This is the point of community. In an SHTF situation, will people come here? Will I accept them? Depends on the person. Do I know you? Do you know me? I mean, obviously, 88,000 of you, I don't know you, not personally. Okay? But some of you, I definitely know, for good and bad. How do you know me? If somebody comes up and doesn't know anything about me, especially with YouTube, okay? If somebody comes up and says, hey, Pinball, blah, 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 watched your channel, everything like that. First off, they knew how to refer to my screen name, if you will. That's going to be one tip that, hey, they know who I am, okay? Then I'm going to be asking questions. Hey, really? Okay. So you watch my channel. Cool. What are my dogs' names? Do you know that? Okay. Just questions like that will be able to tell me if that person is friend or foe. If the person was not a prepper, they're not going to know any of that information. It's not like I broadcast out in the local newspaper here what I do. Okay. And then they're going to come in with, in this person's deal, their supplies, their vehicle. I'm assuming their desire to live, which of course means their desire to work. Somebody shows up on my front doorstep and says, hey, I need a place to sleep and a place to eat, and what's for dinner? Hit the bricks, Jack. Okay, you ain't staying here. I've said many times, you're going to wind up in a mag by necessity, by accident. Just knowing people online is going to be helpful. Now, somebody that lives in Kansas, I seriously doubt that they're going to make the trek all the way to me. But somebody that maybe lives, I don't know, for those of you that know the area, lives in Harrogate, lives in Corryton or Gibbs or something like that, they might. This might be a safe place to go. Now, by no means am I telling anybody now, hey, come on over to my house. No, I'm talking about when the world completely goes tits up and we're done. Okay, this is it. When we are in a shooting war with whoever. Okay, not, gee, my wife left me, I need a place to live. That ain't it. Sorry, no. But don't sell yourself short, guys, if you're in an apartment or in the not ideal situation. Nobody is in an ideal situation. None of us. I don't care if you've got a $500 million bunker underground, whatever it is, you're, one of these elites that's building the survival shelter with a movie theater and a swimming pool and bowling alleys in it, okay? You still ain't got it all covered. Because this is always the funny one when I read stories about this. Well, I hired security. I've got a whole bunch of special forces guys who are going to be my security when this happens. Look, yeah, good plan. So what happens when all those special forces guys go, what do we need this guy for? Really? Okay. This is it. He's paying us? Who cares? Money's worthless. We don't need him. Here, the place is right here for us. Done. Nobody has the ideal situation. Nobody has perfect. Community is the most important prep you're possibly going to have. Surrounding yourselves with like-minded people. And again, this goes right back to why I was so excited when Tag and B got a hold of me about freesteading. And I'm not doing a commercial for it or anything like that. I'm just saying, it's another way, a better way for everybody to grow their own personal network and meet local people And those local people could be, I mean, in a perfect scenario, your mag is everybody that's within half a mile of you. Okay. In a realistic scenario, you want to have contacts probably within 6 hours of you. Because, like I've said many times, if the forest goes up on fire, the Chinese come over the hill, I need somewhere to go. So do you. Hence the reason for community and doing what you can to start making those connections here. Okay, not necessarily. I'm not saying on my channel. I'm not saying, where I don't care what channel you're on. Okay, or whatever. Use the internet as a tool now while you can. Learn something about other people. Offer different things back and forth. Hey, and y'all know there's, a ton of people that are in the chat every day. You recognize the names. Any of my moderators, or Voodoo Queen, or Rooster, or, just anybody. Star Fury, for example, the one who always busts my chaps. Here, Sergeant, But start talking to each other, because when this all goes down, which gets closer every day, okay? I don't care how you slice and go, it's never going to happen. It's going to happen eventually. It could be 100 years from now. We're closer to 100 years from now today than we were yesterday. Just saying. Build your own personal community. Right now, it may be online. You may never meet the person. Never. Pray to God you never have to meet the person or people that you connect with. But for your own sake, knowing that you've done the work, you've introduced yourself, you've built that friendship, that camaraderie, whatever, and you have a place to go, means the difference between living and dying. Pinball out.